So let us go to the second unit in paper 5. Here we are going to discuss two sampling techniques, stratified random sampling and systematic random sampling. So in the first unit we have discussed simple random sampling. So here we are going to discuss a second technique, which is nothing but stratified random sampling. Before discussing this, let us try to divide the population classify the population into two types called homogeneous population and heterogeneous population. So you know that a collection of units find a set of animates or inanimates is called population. So when we say population is homogeneous, means whenever the units in the population are having the similar characteristics, we call that as homogeneous. Hetero means whenever the individual units have different properties when compared to one another, are called the heterogeneous population. So I'll give you a best example for this. So if you consider your class, okay, your class means BSc final year. So here all the students, let us say student 1 to all the 60 or 40 students are going to form a homogeneous population, because here especially your statistics students all have the same combination. Like first student BSc final year statistics, all the 40, all the 40 units have the similar characteristics with respect to the subjects. All have mass combination, all have statistics combination, all have computer science. If I consider BSc final year with all the combinations statistics, electronics and physics, here even though the strength is, let us say that the strength is 60, all the 60 units here forms a population, but it's a combination of three different subjects: statistics, electronics and physics. Here all the units individual units doesn't have same properties when compared to one another. So here the BSc final year with all the three combinations is going to be a heterogeneous population. One more example, if I consider with respect to the study, whatever the study, with respect to the study, with particular study, we are going to classify the population into either heterogeneous or homogeneous. If I consider entire Shantiniketan college, you have BSc science groups. In that again you have, in that science you have life sciences and commerce, you have different combinations. So here this only BSc is going to be homogeneous population, only BSc life sciences is going to be homogeneous, and commerce students are going to be homogeneous. Whenever we will take the combinedly all these together, it is going to form a heterogeneous population. So I think you have understood what is homogeneous and heterogeneous. With respect to a particular study, if all the units in a population exhibit similar characteristics or properties, we call that as a homogeneous population. If all the units in the population show different properties with respect to the one another, with respect to the study, we call that as a heterogeneous population. So why we are treating one population as homogeneous, one as heterogeneous? If I take, suppose that I want to know, here my particular objective of this study is nothing but I want to know the pass percentage of BSc students from Shantiniketan college. My objective of this study is nothing but I want to know average pass percentage of the BSc students from our college. If I consider if my population is nothing but entire students in the college, am I going to get a good result? So if I consider this as the population for this particular study, entire students of the Shantiniketan college, if I want to know the pass percentage, let us say that overall strength is 1500 altogether, both BSc, life sciences and physical sciences and BCom. If I want to know average pass percentage of only BSc students, if I pick up, let us say that I have collected a sample of 200 from it, okay, my sample size is 200 here and my population size is 1500. To draw the conclusion about the average pass percentage of BSc students in Shantiniketan College, I have considered entire strength of the college, which consists of all the groups, and from this I have collected a sample of size 200 from this 1500, and I have calculated, I have collected data regarding the pass marks of the students, and I have concluded that some conclusion 60% of the students have cleared all the subjects. So what is the sample size here? I have collected a sample of 200 here. So this 200, I may get either BSc student or I may get a life sciences, I may get a BCom student also. Means whenever we have a population of heterogeneous, is it a heterogeneous or homogeneous with respect to study, as we are confined only to the BSc and our population consists of the all the students, like all the groups of the all the groups, then if I collect sample from this heterogeneous population, whatever the results I get may not be concluded for my survey. Got it, girls? Whenever we are doing a particular survey, you should try to identify that whether the population defined is heterogeneous or homogeneous with respect to the study. As I want to know only the pass percentage of BSc students, I cannot consider the entire population of the college, which becomes the heterogeneous for this study. So I should confine only to the BSc strength called out of only BSc students, let us say that 200 students for my survey. Means the population remains same, but with respect to the study, sometimes the same population becomes heterogeneous, the same becomes homogeneous. So to get better results, we should consider homogeneous population with respect to the population. So we have defined what is homogeneous and heterogeneous. The previous sampling technique which we have discussed is simple random sampling. So whenever the population is homogeneous, directly or straightforward, you can go for simple random sampling. Whenever you have a heterogeneous population, we cannot use the simple random sampling directly. So what you need to do is, whenever you have a heterogeneous population, to get more precise estimates of the population parameters, try to stratify the population into homogeneous groups. Stratification is nothing but dividing into subgroups. So simple random sampling is a technique which can be used directly when the population is homogeneous. Whenever the population is heterogeneous, you cannot use the simple random sampling technique directly. First of all, you should stratify the population into number of homogeneous stratas, which is called stratification. Then you should use the a new technique called as a stratified random sampling. I'll explain you. Let us say that what does capital N always stands for? Population size. Let us say that we have a population size of capital N, okay, which is nothing but heterogeneous. We have a population of size and heterogeneous. As I said, your entire college students, in this you have both BSc, BCom, again BSc Life Sciences, BSc Physical Sciences. Is it a heterogeneous or homogeneous? As you have a combination of 2 or 3, we can simply call that as a heterogeneous population. So to obtain the best estimates of the population, first try to divide the entire population into homogeneous groups called stratums. I have divided entire 1500 students into homogeneous. This is first strata of size N1, a group. Another group into N2, and I have divided in such a way, I have divided into NK groups. you have, let us say that 1500 students, I have divided them into statistics, physics, electronics, BCom and CA and microbiology, biotechnology. Means I have divided the entire population into homogeneous blocks which are called stratums. So this is called stratification. Stratification is nothing but dividing the entire heterogeneous population into number of subgroups such that the units within the strata are homogeneous. Here I am considering all statistics students, here all physics students, here all BCom students, and somewhere like microbiology, so that I am dividing the entire population into homogeneous strata such that the units within the strata are homogeneous and between the strata are heterogeneous. You have this statistics and physics. Here both all the 40 students are homogeneous, but when you compare the units between the strata, they are heterogeneous, dividing the entire heterogeneous population into homogeneous blocks called stratas, which we call that as a stratum or stratas, such that the units within the strata are homogeneous, between the strata are heterogeneous, is called stratification. Now basic technique which we are going to use is again SRS. Again, as I think this became homogeneous, this is homogeneous, this is homogeneous, means again you can use here simple random sampling without replacement. Here also you can use SRS, here also we can use SRS. Means for homogeneous, SRS can be directly used. For heterogeneous, first of all we will divide that into homogeneous blocks, then we apply SRS to each block or each stratum, which is called stratified random sampling. Okay, now we are calling capital N as the population size. N1 in general we are dividing N1 into K. Means Ni is nothing but size of ith stratum. Notation I am going to discuss now. Size of ith stratum. N1 is the size of the first stratum, N2 is the size of the second stratum, Nk is the size of the kth stratum. We have divided that into N1, N2, Nk strata such that N1 plus N2 plus so on, Nk is equal to N. So as you have only one suffix, we can use Ni, I is equal to 1 to K is equal to N. So we have divided this into homogeneous stratas, each of size N. So here capital N is the sample population size, Ni is the size of the ith stratum. Now I think for each stratum you will have mean. For each first stratum you will have stratum mean you will have K stratum means and K mean square errors. So let us indicate Yij. See, I am writing all these are going to be discussed for population. As I already said you that notation will be discussed for population separately and for sample separately. For population always we use the capital letters. So what does Yij stands for? Yij stands for jth unit in ith stratum. Jth unit in ith stratum. Here I is equal to 1 to K and J is equal to 1 to Ni. I stands for stratum, J stands for individual unit. So Yij here stands for jth unit in ith stratum, where I is equal to 1 to K, J is equal to 1 to Ni. So let us say define Y bar Ni. What is Y bar Ni and what is Y bar St? Y bar, as I said you that I stands for stratum. So Y bar Ni stands for mean of the ith stratum. So what are the, let us say this is the ith stratum. So you will have here, this is Y11, okay, Y12, Y13, so on, Yn1, Y21, Y22 and Y2N2. If you consider ith stratum, Yi1, Yi2, Yini. So what are the individual units in ith stratum? As I said you that first suffix stands for stratum. So Yi1, Yi2, Yini. Y bar Ni is nothing but mean of population mean of ith stratum. What is the size of the ith stratum here? 1 to ni units you have, means you are adding ni units. What are the units you are adding here? yi1 plus yi2 plus so on yi. By how many units? Mean means sum of the units by number of units. Sum of the units means yi1, yi2, yi by ni. So here, if you observe here, first suffix is same and the second suffix is changing. For the changing one, let us put j, that is why j is equal to 1 to ni by ni. Means this is the mean of ith stratum. Y bar ni is equal to 1 by ni, sigma I j is equal to 1 to ni by ij. This is the ith stratum mean and overall mean or we call that as a population mean, which we indicate with y bar ni. Population mean sum of how many stratums we have? How many stratums we have? We have k stratums. So y bar 1 and 1. So what are the total number of units you have? 1 by n, double summation yij. Sum of the units by number of units. Sum of the units is nothing but as you have two suffixes, you are going to write double summation yij. I is equal to 1 to k, j is equal to 1 to ni. So this is the formula for population mean 1 by n sigma yij. Okay, what is the formula for y bar ni? Just now we wrote 1 by ni sigma j is equal to 1 to ni yij. So from this if you cross multiply these two, y bar ni into ni is equal to sigma yij. So in this place you can write this value. So we can also write y bar ni is equal to 1 by n sigma I is equal to 1 to k ni y bar ni. So if you take this ni to here, sigma ni by n into y bar ni. We are going to write this as pi, which is nothing but pi into y bar ni, where new term pi is equal to ni by ni. Means this is the general formula for population mean. This is the simplified or some other way we are going to use this also for many times. This is population mean. Similarly, you will have mean square error. How do you define mean square error? If only one mean square means you will write s square. As I said you that I stands for stratum. So si square is nothing but mean square error of ith stratum. How do you define 1 by n minus 1? What is the size of the ith stratum? ni minus 1 sigma yij minus y bar ni whole square. Similarly, s square is nothing but population mean square, which we define as 1 by n minus 1 sigma yij minus double summation yij minus y bar n whole square. The same you will get in terms of small letters for sample. Thank you.